Hi everybody, Joe Brancato, the Airgun scientist, and we're in the sGUNkWerks lab to look at the EDgun Leshiy. Now this is a modified version. Let's go take a look at what a standard Leshiy looks like. This is what it looks like right off the shelf. This is one of the most interesting, unique, and pretty cool guns in my opinion. I'm gonna show a lot of stuff about it. First we're gonna go from a high level. It is a folding gun. What do I mean by that? So there you are. When it is folded, it is actually smaller than an Airgun, okay? And then probably not much bigger if you extend it. Roughly about the same, okay? So let's take a look at this. What is so unique about this gun? Well, the fact that it folds up is extremely interesting. This is the air cylinder right here. One nice thing too about the EDguns, they now come with an electronic gauge. Tells you how much pressure is in there electronically. And we put these gauges on a lot of guns when we want super accuracy, like when we're adjusting regulators on impacts and similar guns. They're very repeatable and they're very accurate. I actually put two regulators on a gun, and they really do correspond within like a bar of each other. But let's take a look at this gun. It folds up. That's pretty cool. In fact, it's designed after a Russian survival gun for pilots. When it's folded up, this becomes like a carabiner for a hook on a person's backpack. Like most European guns, it fills with a probe, which we just happen to have stuck in there so you know where it is. That's standard probe size. I think it's 6mm, what all the FXs and everybody else is using. You just pop that open, slide it in there, you hook it up, and you can fill the gun up to 300 bar, which is pretty impressive. Now let's just go over the specs, and then I'll give to you the more detailed information. It comes in 17 or 177, 22, and 25, and you can find 30 caliber barrels out there. But remember, this gun has got a small air cylinder, and there are groups that have extra air cylinders too, where they're stacking them up. But this is made to be a small portable gun. This is not made to get 100 shots out of it. You get about 15 to 30 shots depending upon caliber. And they're well-regulated, powerful shots, and extremely accurate. It weighs 2 kilograms, which is 4.4 pounds. And well, what is it that so impresses me about this gun? Well, if you look at every brand of gun out there, everything is made out of an assemblage of parts, which is the way things are made. You have a barrel liner, you have a shroud over it, you have a trigger mechanism that bolts on, you have a receiver, you have all this stuff comes together, and it's a collage of parts, which works quite well usually. Ed, in his design, went way beyond that. Kind of that typical Russian approach of like, build it strong, make it work. And that's the way, in my opinion, he did a really good job. My hat's off to you, Ed. Come on a little closer. I want you guys to see this. Whereas everything is made out of a collection of parts, this is one piece of machined aluminum, okay? From the shroud to the Picatinny rail to the receiver, the only exception being the trigger guard and the grip are all one piece on this assemblage. That to me is amazing and very costly. Though the EDguns aren't over the top expensive, they're not your first level entry gun. Interestingly enough though, that's where a lot of people start buying them, is as their first gun are EDguns. So let's take a look at it. It has a 250mm barrel, that's roughly 10 inches. And it has a built-in shroud, I guess we would call that, built-in suppressor. And it's offset. Now I'm going to point this towards the camera and it'll be absolutely safe. Why? Because the barrel is here and the air that comes out to support the projectile being propelled comes out of here. As long as the gun is folded, it can't shoot. And here is the valve right there. And here's where it gets hit by the hammer. So this gun is absolutely 100% safe in the folded position. It can't go off. And now I will point the barrel towards my cameraman and you will know it's safe. it's an offset shroud, which is kind of cool. All right. And then we already showed to you probably the fact that it's electronic, which is kind of cool. I like that. Again, it's very accurate. The shroud can be opened up, and a longer barrel can be inserted. Okay. And then it's basically simple, like under a minute to change the barrel. You loosen these two screws, which is clamping the barrel. All you do is you get this barrel, you shove it in, the other one comes out. Obviously, when you take this off, you have to pull this off first. Okay, I'll be specific. You have to open this up first, pull the internals out. This will pop out, okay? The barrel will come out as you're pushing the other new barrel in. The new barrel will be longer, and then at that point, you can now stick on the shroud extension and put the old cap on. So basically, now you have a barrel that used to come to here about and have a shroud that long. Now you have a barrel that's about this long, and the shrouds starts right here. You can see where it goes. There are also, if you just want to put a longer shroud on it, there are aftermarkets that we have too. Just a shroud, okay? So again, available calibers, 177, 22, 25, our factory. And there are some people building larger stuff. Red Dot's work on these pretty good. We've got an Axion scope, which was just an inexpensive scope that we put on it just for display when it's in the lab here. But they're very well received. They're strong as a bull. In fact, Ed has a video where he runs over his Leshiy with a car, and it still shoots fine right on target. And, unless you're knocking the scope physically off, nothing's going to bend on this thing. Like I said, it's just one big machined piece of aluminum. So that's it. If you've got questions, that's the weight, that's the size, that's the, let's see, what else do we want to know about it? That's about it, all I can think of for a top level without going into great detail. This is Joe Brancato, the Airgun scientist in the sGUNkWerks lab, saying take care, God bless, safe shooting. And please remember to check off the little box with the bell that allows you to be notified of our newest uploaded videos. Again, take care and God bless.